my god, we are so back, boys. We are so back. What? Hello, survivors, and welcome to We Who Survive. My name is James, and today we're going to be taking a look at something very different from my channel. We're going to be taking a look at Vintage Story. So, Vintage Story bills itself as an uncompromising wilderness survival sandbox game inspired by eldritch horror themes. Find yourself in a ruined world reclaimed by nature and permeated by unnerving temporal disturbances. All of this sounds lovely so far. Relive the advent of human civilization, or take your own path. So truly, this sounds like fun. Something like that. I don't know what they're aiming for, but I'm aiming for fun. Eldritch horror themes, survival sandbox, temporal disturbances. So, alright, I guess with that, let's see what the heck is on offer here. So, there's a few ways to get started in this game. They have a few different modes. There's Standard, which is essentially your normal mode, balancing building and survival. Exploration, which seems to be easy. Wilderness Survival, which seems to basically be hard. I don't know enough about the game yet to say what Homo sapiens is, but that's a thing and apparently leaves you the only human. And then there's a building mode. So we are going to jump into Standard. And if you look up top, there's actually this cool little feature that like names your adventure for you. I think we wind up sticking with Serene Adventure Story, but I go through the whole thing again to get back there because I'm a little slow, so forgive me. Alright, so now that our Serene Adventure Story is getting underway, I just want to let you know real quick, this is basically my test run of just jumping in, seeing what's up, seeing if there's any settings I want to change for a real run. Yeah, so you're just going to get the summarized raw dog experience here, and it was rough, folks, so bear that in mind. So here's where they spit you out, straight into a character creator, and honestly it's a pretty interesting character creator. It's a lot of like non-realistic colors, so they sort of force your hand into dissociating from your character, which I guess is interesting from a survival standpoint because I'm not quite sure how to explain it, but it makes you feel more like you're responsible for somebody else almost if you're not modeling them after yourself. So I wind up more or less with an old blue guy with I think some beautiful purple eyes, some white hair, and a pair of overalls, and that's how we're trekking into the world, folks. So let's get on with it. What should we name our boy? I don't know. Let's name him like Alfred. He looks sort of like an Alfred. So there are classes in this game. Commoner is basically no class. That's your neutral class. Don't want to take that my first run. There's your hunter, who's your bow and arrow hunter. That's their specialty, and it's actually locked to them, bows and arrows. The malefactor is less of a fighter and more of a scavenger and crafter in general, so if you're more into that aspect of things. Then we also have the clockmaker, who I believe is better with technological contraptions and such that it was. And then blackguard, which is what I actually wound up choosing, and the blackguard is more of a warrior, so better at melee, but they get hungry, they mine a little quicker. The blackguard is like the warrior, like the worker, you know, he gets stuff done, so I think that's what we're gonna go with. The one key to pay attention to is that plus 30% hunger rate, boy. That's gonna come back to bite us, but just wait and see. So they offer you a tutorial at the beginning, and I definitely took that because I only played Minecraft for the first time 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this game actually has some more hardcore mechanics, which I guess we'll get into. So after having me collect some stones and collect some sticks, pretty standard, this is where things get different. So this is the crafting menu, which you access by crouching. I noticed, by the way, there's an arrowhead, so maybe bows and arrows aren't locked to the hunter, maybe they just have an exclusive set. Anyway, I need to make a knife, and this is how you make a knife. It's way different than anything I've seen before. This process is called knapping with a K. I think I'm pronouncing it right, knapping. But yeah, so like here, what you're seeing is since I'm working with basically stones to make stone tools, I actually have to sit here and carve out the tools I want to make, which I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I thought it would be lame when I was watching videos prior, but I think it's pretty cool. So after that, I'm a little ashamed to admit, but I had to hit the H key and go look in the handbook for how to actually make my obsidian knife. So yeah, you just have to line things up in the crafting menu in a specific way, similar to Minecraft. So that takes me a little longer than it should have to figure out, even after looking at it. Thankfully, this is an overview, so I do wind up with my knife. I'm not gonna lie, people, I went through this tutorial so slowly and painfully, and everything felt unnatural, because I just got used to Minecraft. So now with knife in hand, my next instruction is to cut some cattails or papyrus, and cattails are what's near me, so I go for these. I'm not sure if it's the same with papyrus, but this actually gives you 2 parts. At least if you cut it with a knife, you get 2 parts. If you only use your hands, you miss out. But if you cut it with a knife, then you not only get the cattail, which you can use for crafting, but you get the cattail roots, which can be used as a very good source of early game food. Only trouble is it takes a lot for hunger, but I mean, hey, food is food, trust me. So with those cattails, what they have us do is make a hand basket, which there's actually better variations of this, but basically you get 4 like extra inventory slots that really just give you basic inventory, because otherwise you only have your hotkeys down below. And you're not limited to hand baskets, but you do get 4 hand baskets, and I've seen watching others, there's some sort of upgrades later on, not entirely sure what. So the next step to living the good life is finding some food, which early game is primarily going to be bushes and cattail roots, but you need to cook cattail roots, and we don't have fire, so I'm opting for bushes early game. And these do have a ripening time, so you'll notice up top when you click over them that they'll give you the information you need, and you can pick these up, carry them around, and move them if you so desire, so that's good to know. So next I make an axe the same way I made a knife, but this is about where I realize we have a problem. I haven't seen a damn tree this whole time, dude. So this starts a journey, and this is when I realize I'm probably gonna lose my starting point here. Oh my god, are those trees? Are those trees? Oh, there's no way those might be trees. Please, please, please. Oh, dude, I finally found some trees. I should not be so excited for that. What is wrong with this game already? This is bad vibes. So, unlike in Minecraft, you actually don't have to take trees down block by block. You can really just take down the base like a real life tree, and then you'll fell the whole tree at once. So that's a really neat mechanic. I did not quite understand the first time here. But yeah, so you basically just want to get your base block knocked down, and then the whole tree will fell at once. And you might get some seeds, but it's way less rare than Minecraft. You get a stick or 2, and mostly you get your logs. Now, in Vintage Story, you do have to make firewood, but that's simple enough. You actually just take your logs, put an axe in the crafting slot, and boom, you get firewood, baby. Now, to actually make a fire, you have to lay down your tinder and add firewood and use a fire starter, which is a sort of interesting choice of mechanic. It doesn't really add anything too great, and it doesn't really take anything away. It's just slightly more realistic. I will say I did this backwards, so I did just start a new run as a hunter out of curiosity, and I definitely built my structure first and then put my fire inside. So the sky starts getting a little weird on me. I built a torch and I was doing some other fiddling around. I got some cattail roots cooking, so there's some food coming. But I started getting a little scared because look at that sky. So I decided it's time to start gathering dirt and build a hut, but that's when this music starts playing, and let me tell you, if this didn't terrify the crap out of me on my first night, I don't know what would have. This was a very good artistic decision. I was crapping my pants, ladies and gentlemen. I did not know what was coming, but I just went into dig mode. I didn't even build a shovel. I didn't even think to build a shovel. I just started digging with my hands. So at this point, we're pretty deep in the night, but I managed to finish our severely undersized, dilapidated, disheveled hut. You know, it's a first home and it's made of dirt, so it is what it is. But this is also about when I come to realize I did not have enough cattail roots. So this blackguard hunger is really starting to bite me. The default hunger plus 30%. I mean, I gotta keep chowing down. And so I also realized I don't have a bed. And I mean, I don't have a door. I really don't have anything going for me this first night. So the first goal is to make a bed. I wasn't sure how hostile anything was or wasn't at this point, so I did try to stick close, and I really didn't go too much farther than my hut. But all I had to do was collect dry grass to make hay, to make a bed, and so that was my first objective. What a beautiful new day that will surely be full of joy and surprises. I start out optimistic. Yeah, I don't know if that was a good idea or not. Anyway, the first thing I decided to do is to build a storage chest so that I have more storage, which is actually sort of a backwards idea because I had only had 1 out of my 4 extra baskets at this point, and the baskets just give you raw inventory. But this is when I realize I'm a little low on hunger, that bottom green bar down there. So I do need cattail roots, but I started to panic because I was thinking like I have to go collect cattails from far away, bring them back, cook them on a fire. I'm not gonna have time. So I just immediately went looking for berries. And wouldn't you know, there's no berries where there's trees and there's no trees where there are berries. And I finally managed to find my first cranberry bush right as I'm on the brink of death. What a dichotomy this game is. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of near death. Anyway, so I didn't find too many more of these bushes, so I actually wound up, I saw a chicken. I think I chased the chicken around, and I did wind up getting him, which you have to break out your knife and then you harvest them, sort of similar to Fallout Frost. So I managed to find a little bit of protein, but not much more in the way of food. So now at this point, with pretty much just my single chicken in hand, it was time to get some firewood, and I had to get going because I was starving, just draining health. Two bars? I think the cattail roots give almost 2 bars. They give like 1.5 or something. Mother... Okay, I'm starting to see it now. This game has its moments. This is almost a Minecraft moment. Just sitting here harvesting some cattails and some dry grass, and actually I guess I gotta get back now. But yeah, this game pretty relaxing sometimes. So anyway, I did get my basket. I got enough cattails. And the next thing I was worried about is grabbing a door. So to make a door, you need 3 sticks, 2 logs, and your axe. I mean, it's really pretty simple. I just have to go gather the trees real quick. By the way, did you know there's moose in the game? There's moose in the game. First death. So I did respawn, although I had absolutely no idea where. I saw this wagon in front of me. I knew because I had seen just enough content prior that this wagon was a traitor. So I went to interact with him, but he's actually sort of broken. He's got some dialogue I sort of skipped through. I'll have to figure that out at a different time. But I was interested in how trading works, and it sort of doesn't. He just walks away. Hey, where you going, dude? Oh my god, this is Fallout Frost all over again. That freaking doctor. No way. So that guy wasn't much immediate use to me, so I figure I'm better off just trying to backtrack while I have some light, find my body and my items, because I think that's a thing at this point. But I really have no idea where I'm at, guys. This was stressful. So right about here, I start getting teased by this beautiful sky. This giant lake opens up in front of me. I've spent, I don't even know, I've spent a good amount of minutes looking for, I can't find anything and I'm just lost. And the sky looks beautiful. And I just feel ready to go home. That's how I felt in this moment. I didn't feel like restarting. So I decide I might just take a extra long swim in this lake. But then, in the midst of my extra long swim, I suddenly felt a weird calling. Something I couldn't quite explain. But something told me, go keep searching. my god, we are so back, boys. We are so back. What? Nah. No way, this frickin' moose is still here, dude. Go away! Go away, please. Alright, folks, I may not sound so confident here at the time, but it's grind time. I need a frickin' door, and that moose has proven it.
Looking like Jay-Z and Yeezy. So far from conceited, but how can I be defeated? I hate it, turn my wrist on like I'm Ben 10. Rappers think they doing something, I'm not a fan. I told my dad today, he said it's all pretend. I got back in my bed, now I got no friends.
Copy my steel. Face the fact that ain't no cap, I'm real. No cap, I'm real. Plastic bars from a copy my steel. Copy my steel. Face the fact that ain't no cap, I'm real. No cap, I'm real. Plastic bars from a copy my steel.
Cool, let's build a door. Oh my god, folks, we finally have a door. This is like the biggest accomplishment. I think this is where I'm going to wrap up my day 3. And this might honestly be where this first 72-hour journey ends. This was quite an introduction to Vintage Story. That is indeed where I wrapped up this video, and also where so far I've wrapped up this run, because I started a new one now that I know the basics, and that's been a lot of fun. So what'd you think of Vintage Story? What'd you think of the video style? Please let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.